Art has always been a medium to raise the voice of the oppressed, to stand against the establishment. It will not be an exaggeration if I say that it originates from the idea of cynicism. Diogenes, a famous philosopher in 4th century BCE, believed that by rejecting the opinion of others and societal measure of success, he can truly be free. You can sense the resistance towards the so-called societal norms. Although the modern definition of cynics has somewhat changed, it says a person who thinks everyone works out of pure self-interest, even if they claim for a higher motive. Diogenes' cynicism is invisible in our films, especially films that talk about art or music. There is hardly a film that challenges the establishment through music or art. I was moved by the trailer of the film Rockstar. I thought it was going to raise some questions. Is it boring to use these elements in a film? Can a Rockstar film say something about the establishment, or are they going to stick to internal changes, friendships, or crime? So there are three things that need to be noticed. Rockstar films are a borrowed concept for our culture. Our culture produces musicians who are always talking about love. The famous Rockstar films are Rock On, Rockstar and Panch, and they all deal with personal turmoil, making this genre nothing but flimsy. This genre is still undiscovered, masked by love stories, talking about one-dimensional achievement, not pushing any boundaries. At first glance and after coming out from the movie theater, my first question was, what was Jordan obsessed about? He dresses like Che Guevara, who was famous for Cuban Revolution, but he doesn't follow in his footsteps. He states Jim Morrison's example of showing middle finger in public, but even Jim had said something about organized religion despite practicing occult in earlier stages. He said, and I quote, "Religion is a bunch of bullshit, and that religion is what you think about and work at most." This idea to voice out your anger against the establishment is nowhere to be seen in the film. That's why Jordan feels like just another protagonist who is fighting for love, or rather confused about himself. This is the safest path a director could choose in a country like India. If Jordan has spoken against the government or the religion, the film would have to face consequences. So the director chooses Jordan to go on an internal journey. However, internal journeys can be debatable, since there are artists that claim to possess divine intervention. They attribute their peak performances as an act of God. Some claim that it comes to them, it just flows through them, like they are not aware of it, beyond the conscious mind. And sometimes these acts of God and divine intervention leads to a path of self-destruction, because you need some external stimulus to be in that zone, because you always want to be a creator and a destroyer at the same time. Is self-destruction necessary to become a great artist? Is it necessary to be heartbroken to be an artist? Jordan neither holds the mirror to the society nor he plans to bring any change. He simply needs the inspiration to be an artist. So when a local canteen owner tells him to love someone, he falls for a girl who's supposed to be a machine of heartbreaking.
दिल तोड़ने की मशीन है ये, हैं? हाँ.
So there are two things that come into play. Jordan, being a naive boy, believes the canteen owner who doesn't know shit about love, who gives no insight, no personal account of his love, gives suggestion to fall in love, knowing how stupid Jordan is. In a sense, it seems to be the canteen owner's fault at first, who throw Jordan in a pit he's not sure of. From then on, Jordan is Heer's friend after a little hiccup. He's normal until Heer gets married. There's a sudden surge of emotions after Heer's marriage. He stares in infinity, immerses himself in his work, but feels incomplete. Is this the inspiration that he was looking for? Inspiration works for a brief time. It is the work ethic that lasts long. It is long hours of practice that makes it count. I'm sure there are artists who are moved by something or someone, but they do not rely on the inspiration. As soon as Jordan tastes a little success, he's become ruthless and rude. He doesn't respect senior artists. He does what he wants. There is an aura about his behavior that may look interesting and enchanting, but it is nothing but a conceited behavior. As a human being, we all are striving for freedom. So when Jordan behaves whimsically and without any repercussions, we believe that he may have some privileges and everyone should enjoy this freedom. However, freedom comes with a cost. And Jordan's freedom is a wild one, which does more harm. When Heer finally falls sick and Jordan sees her in the hospital, Heer's sister blames Jordan for making her sister sick. Devastated, Jordan leaves the place, creating a ruckus. From then on, his life is nothing but an extreme form of cynicism. He reaches late to his concert, fights people on the street. In short, he becomes extreme version of himself, one who doesn't care about others. Why? My question is, why artists are self-destructive? Citing an article from the New York Times and reflecting it on Jordan, I should say that we have been presented with the glorified versions of an artist's excesses. The media always shows their story with respect to their alcoholic or drug addiction, be it Kurt Cobain, Marilyn Monroe, or Robert Downey Jr. Though Jordan is neither, his addiction is a woman, unlike Picasso, who was blamed to be a womanizer. I think we all are primitive in nature, having animalistic behavior, sexual fantasies, and only suppresses these emotions. Jordan stays with these emotions and tries to understand them. That's why he oscillates between sanity and madness. There's a league of abstract expressionists who used addiction to tap into subconscious mind. Their work was not only great, but they had met a tragic end. The article argues that jazz music and abstract work is somewhat similar. Both are innovations, both fight for their legitimacy, both have artists of dissolute nature. It is easy to rationalize your addiction until it is fruitful. Once you lose your touch, you start detesting the same inspiration or addiction. That's why Rockstar is a misleading glorified tale of an artist. It will be interesting to know how his life would be after 5 years. Is he still sulking? Or has he moved on? It's a tough question because we all have examples of artists dying and artists recovering. Which side is Jordan on is truly difficult to predict.